La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Elmo's World.
Elmo's World.
Hey guys, welcome back to In My Podcast Era, the podcast where I sit down with all my favorite creators to talk about their eras, past, present, and future. And today I have a very special guest. Let me hype you up. Let me Okay, so my guest today on the podcast is an international model who's worked with brands such as Giorgio Armani, David Jones, Australian Vogue on multiple occasions. She's an actor who's been featured in a Burna Boy video and a commercial that's been aired nationwide. Mover, host, poet, self-anointed IBMK, aka International Badman Killer, my best friend, Nyaluak Leth, aka Naya.
That was an intro.
Thank you.
Damn, that was good.
What era do you think you're currently in, and what has led up to it, or how have you prepared for it?
Honestly, I swear to God, I'm in my soft life era.
Whoa.
I'm in the era where I can ask for help. I'm in the era where it's okay to be soft and it's okay to just be in your own zone sometimes and not to give too much of yourself. Soft on me era. Like the other day, bro, I didn't want to get out of bed, because I had to go somewhere and I'm like, fuck, bro, what if you don't have to have a shower? And then boom.
You just did It's great. Everyone I've got on this podcast to some extent has had to shift their brain patterns and just say like, fuck you to whatever everyone's told me because I need to make this life work for me.
Yes, protecting my life experience.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. Shout out, Chloe.
As someone who's really been amongst the Australian fashion scene, from fashion weeks to editorial shoots and campaigns, right now we're currently going through a recession. It's a tricky time and a lot of the budgets for brands have dried up. How have you found navigating this landscape and how have you adapted?
Honestly, budget cuts have indeed shifted from more of like a campaign sort of vibe into social media. There'd be a huge push like in agencies for like their models with some sort of following to engage more on their social media. There was one year where I think I made more just off my social media than actual like modeling work and campaigns and stuff. So brands only really want to give money and put money into campaigns where they know they are going to be able to sell to the audience. And the audience is still reacting to blonde hair, blue eyes kind of energy. That makes sense.
What does it realistically look like for you right now?
Realistically, it looks like side hustle is a whole thing. It's also delving into other avenues of your creativity. It's really pushing your social media because brands that are local or national might not work with you, but international brands are always looking for different markets to delve into, e.g. Australia. It's just figuring out how to be broke but still be creative enough to eat.
Where did the drive to pursue the things you're doing today come from?
Motivation came from belief in myself, but also it kind of came from like seeing my siblings around me pursue what it is that they wanted as children just for them not to continue it as adults, and how that's affected their energy shift and how they perceive life, you know what I mean? And how they perceive themselves. Like, I don't want to ever look at myself and be like, damn, you suck. Bro, that would suck. You could never, ever put yourself in a position as a creative to sort of like dim your light. There'll always be like random things that you do on the side, even if you don't intentionally do it, like want to do it, because that's all you are, is like a creative, and you're born to create. So all you do is consistently create, and you'll be doing yourself a disservice and most likely your community a disservice if you don't tap into those avenues of yourself. There's going to be spaces and places that you do go that you come with your gift at the forefront, and other people will see it and then call you out on that and be like, yo, that's fucking amazing. I love what you're doing. You should do it like this, or we should do it like this. And they'll offer to help you. Take those offers. That might be the one thing that you need for you to actually fully delve into your creative self, because you got someone who genuinely believes in you without no context behind, or like all your insecurities or your limitations. Like, they're just literally there for your creativity.
And just building your network. I'm still out here being a runner on shoots for people, right? Yeah. Opening your mind like that and going like, I don't always have to be the loudest, biggest, to be able to move and create in this world is so fucking liberating.
I understand if you're one of those people that, creates best on their own. Cool, like kudos to you. Never tear other people down. And also be like, ready to build yourself up more by listening.
So my next question, what are actionable steps that we can do, whether it's the person in a situation where they don't feel like they're being represented, or the producers or creative team, to foster a better environment?
Once again, reasoning. If we start at the top, where we've got these brands in their office talking about their next creative venture or their next campaign, who's in the offices with them picking these ideas and talking about the cast? Like, are there any people in the community, whether it's queer, whether it's POC, whether it's whatever fucking minority community you're from, do you have those people in the room with you making these important decisions?
And 9 times out of 10 in Australia, it doesn't
And
happen like
9 times out of
that.
10 in Australia, it definitely doesn't happen like that. The briefs that come through in both acting and modeling, it's giving just wanting to fill another quota, another diversity quota, which is fine, but it's not consistent. And if something isn't consistent, then it really isn't taken seriously.
The analogy I use is like, if you're a coffee shop, I want to come there and get coffee every day. I don't want to be surprised when you're selling ties the next day. Like, that shit's cool. Like,
You know
give me
what
the
I
coffee
mean?
every day.
Give me the coffee every day.
Yeah.
Bring in the creativity, bring in the people that actually understand the community earlier in the process rather than last minute and just using it as like a performative stunt. And consulting exists, but don't try and consult POC creatives without running that check.
Yeah. I feel like people need to stop being so shocked when it does cost an extra bit. Like, if you haven't figured it out and we're supposed to navigate the same life, but we have this additional pressure of whatever experience or background we have, that's also takes us time to like reflect and realize it's different experience for us and articulate that. That's a lot of self-work. That therapy session's not free. Those tears
aren't free.
Yeah. And those roles might look new and different, but like, that's the reality.
Allow that. I would
People
love
are
to
so
see.
keen to like let an AI machine do things in their
For
own
them.
way, but there's humans that need different structure and different processes in order to thrive. And but that's not the way we've been doing it. Let's change.
Yeah.
We change everything. The market needs social videos, so we adapt and we go on to social videos. But then the behaviors and the way that we're supposed to go our business is supposed to stay the same? No, man.
It's not.
Absolutely not.
It's not. It's not meant to stay the same. And if it stays the same, then once again, that's allowing the cycle to continue.
Yeah.
Sit
Make
and
the
allow
change.
shit to happen. You know what
To
I mean?
literally send the
Be
email.
the change. Be the fucking change.
Be the fucking change.
Or also just be the fucking weak link too. Like, be the bitch that gives in and be like, oh no, fuck it. I guess I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
I want to say do better, but just like
Just
do
do
better.
it.
Just do it.
Literally.
Just
Hey,
fucking
Nike.
do it.
Nike.
Just do it. Just get it done and run the check and mind your business and shake ass, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shake ass or grab it consensually.
Consensually. Oh my God, the consent. Yes.
Yeah. I think for so long in our industry, like, it was very much like, cop it on the chin, move on, be really tough, grow thick skin, you're replaceable.
That she'll be right energy is not
fucking hate
where it's
it.
at.
No.
You're one of many.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can put yourself in anyone else's shoes that was being mistreated and you look from the outside, would you stand up for them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you see yourself being abused in somebody else's skin,
Whoa, true.
color, whatever.
And the answer is yes. So
And
stand
yes,
up for your
you
fucking
would.
self.
You would.
Whoa,
because
I need to
ultimately,
take that advice.
that's you standing up for yourself in another form.
That's a really good tool to measure whether or not you should speak up in situations. If you saw that person, if you saw you experiencing that, yeah, would you speak up on it?
Would you want someone to speak up for you if you can't speak on it yourself? And wholeheartedly, yes. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Like, be the brave person.
What's something that's like been really great about like your industry and your life and this world you've created for yourself right now? Like, what's something that you like just, I don't know, wake up and be like, fuck yeah.
Bro, like, I'm on a fucking podcast with Zotdotcom right
Let's
now,
go.
What do you mean? Like, this shit right here, I guess it's just like, it's not always about the journey. You know what I mean? The same way it's not about the destination. It's usually about the company on the way. Do you know what I mean?
I love that. The company
that's
is
what
so
makes
good
it.
right now.
That's what makes it.
Whoa.
No matter where you're at in life, ups, downs, fucking thriving on the floor. I feel like there was one time I was like, bro, I'd rather be broke with you than like anyone else. You know what I mean? Like I was like, bro, there's people that I'd rather go through struggle with. Because I know it's not gonna like I know we'll still enjoy each other and enjoy life. You know what I mean?
And just for like context, we've been like hella broke this year, like to the point where we're just like eating one packet of noodles in this house.
Wholeheartedly. And I'm like, that's the kind
but
of
it
like
was still so fun.
That's what I mean. Like it's about the company. Like the struggles will not be as heavy. And the world will not be on your shoulders, especially if you got your homies next to you, you know what I mean? And that's what I feel. Like, that's my advice to anyone. Like, make sure that the company is fucking lit.
Yeah! All right, that's been another episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, darling.
If you like this podcast, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
You will.
Yo.
Peace.